Hello, beautiful souls. Are you ready to exit the matrix, to completely be free of all of the government food, government water, these chemicals, this warfare, the left versus the right, red, blue, all of this duality consciousness, right? The solution is unity. The solution is the oneness. Tap into that oneness with me right here. Shout out to all souls awakening right now. Shout out to everybody on the path. I am here, right? This is such a big opportunity to dive deep, right, into your soul, into the Atman, the heart within the heart. That's what this is all about, right? First, let's really pinpoint what exactly the matrix is. Okay, we're going to talk about the new matrix. We're going to talk about the old matrix because things have changed, right? Things have changed really quickly, to say the least. All right, and it's happening for a reason. So make sure that wherever you are and you're tapping into this, know you are a part of this. All right. Pamela, thank you so much for being here. You're in Australia where you're feeling it the most. Shout out to everybody worldwide feeling this duality consciousness and the matrix control. We've seen what has been going on in Australia. All right. Pamela, my heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for joining us here. Now, the old way of the matrix, right, was a very, comfortable thing, let's say, right? Very innocent thing in the very beginning. Right? All of this was happening because we need to understand that the matrix and what we grew up with all comes back down to programming. Most of us, just like myself, right? You went through the public school system. You were indoctrinated into the system, right? You went through public school. You were convinced to go through college so you can get a good job, so you can pay for your bills and provide for your kids, all of those wonderful things, right? This is what was sold to us. Shout out to Meg from Massachusetts. Thank you for being here. Infinite blessings, infinite peace. Shout out to everybody expanding their cup right now. Feel this energy, all right? Feel this oneness, all right? Coming from my heart to yours. Now, this old matrix that we have been used to is no longer what it is today. Okay? It's really not. This matrix that we all grew up with, right, in the pre-colonial times, right? We're talking about Christopher Columbus, right, on this recent Indigenous Day. Not Columbus Day, I'm saying Indigenous Day, right? Because the indigenous people discovered Columbus, not the other way around. Columbus didn't discover anything. Now, when all this started happening, right, this is the very beginning of the matrix. Why? Because think about that level of greed. Think about what's happening through what happened in the early 1800s, right? So this is nothing new here. Nothing new here whatsoever. Just know that what we're dealing with now is a little bit different, right? So the old matrix was very innocent. Right? And it all comes back down to this level of control, right? Now, it all started when we literally invaded America, took over, right? It wasn't just America. It was happening all over. It was happening all over the world, right? Genghis Khan, Hitler, right? Think about this control consciousness, this greed, this power that has to come through, right? In order to conquer, right? And divide. You see? That's the same tactic. Doesn't matter what government you believe in or what political party that you are addressed in. All of this is happening because the old way and the old matrix was on a very innocent level. Now, this new matrix is very different because of one simple thing that gets overlooked. And it's called technology, right? The digital age that we have now immersed ourselves into is here. So what that means is there is no going back. There is no going back. All right. No going back to the old way of life. It's just not going to happen. Kelly Miller, I completely agree with you. We are programmed. Fortunately, is a mass awakening happening. Yes, there is a mass awakening happening right now. Oh, thank you so much, Yogana Bliss. Shout out to Yogana and the 5D Mystery School. If you want to take your journey to the next level, check out the 5D Mystery School. This is a way to unlock your consciousness. And we are doing monthly events right now, and we would love for you to attend the next one coming up on the 20th during the full moon. So subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description below. Gvan365 in the house. Aloha, brother. Welcome. Welcome. Now, this infinite consciousness, right, that we're talking about, this amazing thing that we call human life, has to happen based off the heart. So everything we're doing right now, look at it from the old perspective of life. And the old matrix was based off the mind and controlling us, right? So therefore, the only way out is the heart. Yeah. And I'm not talking about some new age woo-woo thing. I'm talking about heart-centered consciousness. That is the solution. That is what the Great Awakening is all about. That is how we defeat the Matrix. That is how we create 5D consciousness right here on planet Earth once and for all. Salad Lover 222, my mom does what you do too on lives about the awakening. I would love to chat with your mom. Salad Lover, check it out. Send her my email, theinfinitecup@gmail.com. Shoot an email at me. Let's collaborate on something, you know? Now, what we're experiencing right now is happening based off no coincidence, okay? This is all happening based off the evolution of our consciousness, right? So, well, we were starting out in the Matrix, and we were starting out what was very innocent, meaning we didn't know the cause and effect. We didn't know that all of this destruction and what was going to happen when you start wiping out animals and population control and changing the chemicals in the air, changing the chemicals in the water, right? Nobody truly knows. None of their scientists, there isn't an educated person on our planet right now that understands what those cause and effects are once you introduce that into nature, right? Think about chemicals, Monsanto, you know? Once you introduce that into nature, it cannot be stopped. Now, the same effect happens when you truly awaken in the heart, right? When more souls awaken in the heart, this energy cannot be stopped. Now, type it in for me if you felt that, right? I have felt the energy. Just type that in real quick. Only if you've truly felt it. Only if you truly know what I'm talking about right now. You see, because this energy, once it activates that kundalini, once that heart opens up, you see, this is the most contagious thing. This is what is going to ripple out into the entire cosmos and awaken souls and get them to come on board with change and get them to really understand why this is truly happening and how it was created. Therefore, we can now manifest. So all of this is happening because it needs to happen, right? Because when the Matrix pushes and controls, right, what do you have to do? You have to bring that energy up and you have to draw healthy boundaries, right? You have to say, no, I'm not okay with this decision, right? It's not about saying, oh, I'm on team left or I'm on team right or I'm going red or I'm going blue. It's about none of this. It's about the Great Awakening and experiencing higher consciousness. That's what this is all about. That's what this has always been about. And the minute you think it's something else, we've lost. We've lost the game. So I want you to think about your life. I want you to question everything and ask yourself, where is it being sourced? Is it being sourced from the matrix control? Is it being sourced from your heart, or is it being sourced from the mind, right? Are you doing things out of service and the highest good of all based on the heart? Or are you doing things based off the mind and somebody else's control or somebody else's agenda, right? This awakening needs to happen so people can finally understand what a matrix-free life is. You see? You don't know what you don't know, right? It's called ignorance. So these people that are stuck in the matrix, they literally don't know another option. They don't know that there is another way out. You see, and that's what I'm talking about here, because this is the questions that I get every single day. Oh, what did you do this? How did you afford the land? What state do you live in? What about taxes? What about this? What about that, right? This is all coming from the mind. You see? So if your mind is propelling you and creating reality from that mind and that belief, it's only going to give you a potential of what you can experience. And this is what I call settling, right? Most people settle. They settle for the matrix and what has been given to them. They settle for the energy. They settle for that job. They settle for whatever wage it is. And that's it. They're tapped out. I'm not here to tap out. I'm not here to just live some job, pay some rent, pay more bills, die, and do it all over again. I am not here for that. I'm here to complete this samsara, activate higher consciousness, expand to the most infinite cup that this is possibly imaginable right here on planet Earth, create 5D consciousness and oneness right here, right now. Salad Lover 22, I could not agree with you more. Humanity needs to come together and do acts of love. You see, that's it. That is the solution. We need to be solution oriented here. We need to get into what works and get away from the conspiracies, get away from, Bill Gates or who's getting what chemical, right? Who's doing this, who's doing that, who's lining up, who's getting the test, who's not getting the test, right? None of this matters. This is all a distraction. You see, because it's coming from the mind. It's coming from duality. So ask yourself that question. If you feel that duality, if you feel that tug and pull, you know it's coming from the mind, and you know it's coming from a limited potential. So we have to bring the balance back. Bring the balance back into the heart. See, when you do this and you go full on with the heart, that's when the multiverse, the angels, the ascended masters, that's when things start waking up in your life. That's when the light bulb goes off, right? Because that's when you develop trust, faith. Faith says, I'm going for it no matter what the outcome is. Because your mind is only creating a survival mechanism. Your mind is only limiting you on what you can experience. Pamela, I completely agree with you. You're spot on right here. Let go of expectations. It's a distraction. You know. Everybody, my fellow light workers, star seeds, you know exactly what's going on because you can see beyond this veil of illusion. You see, again, those souls that are stuck in the matrix, and honestly, it's more souls now than ever because it's not this innocent time that we're living in. It is a huge, complex machine that is the matrix creation, backed by endless budgets and political agendas mixed in with a new environmental war that you don't even know about yet. Right around the corner. It's happening. So be prepared. That's why I do this every single day. Okay? Know that all of this is happening because it needs to happen. Right? That means there's no resistance to it, right? Because if you understand that this needs to happen and all of this has to play out, then you will stop resisting it. Rod Spain, infinite blessings, infinite peace. I completely agree with you. Truth, no matter what. Let go of everything else. It's all an illusion. I resonate with that so much because that truth is in your heart. See, when you feel that, it's in the depth of your being. And then when you go up to the mind, that's where the duality consciousness. Darsha, Ray, infinite blessings, infinite love. Thank you so much for being here. It's really encouraging to see the unity here. Isn't it beautiful? The energy, when you tap into the oneness, when you tap into the 5D consciousness, it's happening right now. Jake, brother, thank you so much for being here. Infinite blessings. Same is happening here in Costa Rica. If you don't have that thing, you are not going to be allowed to enter anywhere. Exactly. It doesn't matter where you are, right? That's why we have to create the communities, create the change, create the solution right now. So shout out to everybody who's a part of that change. Shout out to everybody right now expanding their cup, tapping into this infinite consciousness. Geo Neo 9, let go of attachments. They hold you down. That's it. We need to go back to the ways of the Buddha, go back to the ways of the ancient yogis. We know attachment creates suffering. It's just that simple. So if you're attaching to the matrix, if you're attaching to this idea that you can't escape, that you're never going to be able to buy land, or you're never going to be able to get off grid or find that community, you are creating that reality. You are creating that suffering. So know that all of this has to happen. Okay, now this new, I really want to get into the new control and the new form of the Matrix game. Okay, because remember, this is a game, meaning you can play or you can't play. I really love that word game. All right, type that in if it resonates for you. It's all a game. It's all a game. That's one of the very first epiphanies I had at a very young age. It's like, you are playing in a game right now that is called the Matrix. You can have a job. You can have financial security. You can do whatever you want. So know that it's just a game, right? That means you have an option. That means you can either play or you don't have to play, right? You can either have fun and enjoy the game and play and get to level 100 and get to that end boss and just do it and complete and be done with this samsara and just finish it. Or you can go back and just come back to what works. All right, so know this, all right, because that's all this is. Whatever level of control, whatever interesting concept that comes out from the Matrix, whatever mandate, whatever next thing that they roll out, it's all a part of the game. It's all a part of this game. So just move those chess pieces, right? Move it just like a pawn, right? If you are unattached to the outcome, you're free. That's what 5D consciousness is all about. That's what unconditional love is all about. Geo Neo 9, we are game masters. Those who are learning about love will own this planet. It's exactly what this is about. I resonate with that so much. There is a huge division happening. And I'm not talking about 3D and 5D. I'm talking about at a very deeper level within families, friends, inner circles. You've seen this happen, right? Probably within your own life. As these decisions get made, as people get cast into that matrix, as they get fear takes over their body, right? This is when the loss of control happens, and this is when all shields go down. So therefore, the only natural option and solution is love. So shout out to everybody who's a game master. Shout out to everyone right now who's mastering the game, who's going all the way up to level 100, who is not afraid of facing that final boss at the end, right? You know who I'm talking about, right? And that boss is yourself in the form of the ego controlling your senses. Now, all of this has to happen. Autumn Rose, yeah, it's all about the plan. See, exactly. That's why I say it has to happen, because the plan means that the creation has already happened. Therefore, we're just waiting for the outcome. So that's it. Just stand back, let the cards play out while you're manifesting New Earth. That's it. That's all you have to do. So keep going on this path of unconditional love, right? Keep going. Shout out to everybody right now who's expanding their heart. Shout out to everybody right now who is claiming this infinite consciousness right now that is available to you. Because think about what the Matrix doesn't want. The Matrix doesn't want you living off-grid. The Matrix doesn't want you growing your own food, learning how to preserve and can and feed your neighborhood and feed your communities. The Matrix wants you in the FEMA camps and in control and all riled up in that fear consciousness. Okay, so know that the solution is always love. Zach Webb, 100%, brother. Love is the answer to our evolution. That's it. Love has always been the answer. Casey, I'm currently experiencing that. I'm in the way of myself. Casey, this is it. Welcome. Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about with the Matrix and the level of control that happens based off your ego and lower self. Because we've created these attachments, right? In the beginning, you're going to want to blame. You're going to blame Monsanto. You're going to blame Bill Gates. You're going to talk about conspiracy theories. You're going to get all riled up, right? But know that that energy is just going to more anger and more duality consciousness, keeping the 3D timeline alive. Therefore, the only solution is to break free from the Matrix, right? Which is breaking free of your own mind. You see, if you think of the Matrix as your mind itself and breaking free of those attachments and entering the heart and entering the oneness, then you're good. Everything needs to happen right now. So let it happen, right? The Matrix can have it all back. That's it. Let it happen. Let the cards play out. Type it in if that resonates with you. Let the cards play out. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm out here in my meditation, in that jungle space, when I'm just loving life, growing food, planting more seeds, mastering love, getting deeper into oneness, playing instruments, singing, dancing, when we're doing this, this is the ultimate act of love. This is the ultimate retaliation in order to completely rid yourself of all matrix dependencies. It's not about quitting your job right now or going to find some land and do all this. You don't have to be the crazy guy like me. You don't have to be the crazy guy building the house in the middle of the jungle, doing everything by myself. I understand that I'm on the radical side because I've seen what is about to come. And you have to really think long term. All right? You can't get caught in the dependency from the matrix, and you can't get caught in that lower self. Right? So this is it. This is your opportunity to really bring it all forward. I had to write down a list personally. What is that thing that is holding you back right now? Let me know. Type it in. What is that thing holding you back right now from exiting the matrix? Completely. For good. Not just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, G-Van 365. Thank you, brother. I'm getting a little messy here. There we go. I got my soup. My delicious ginger squash soup, and I didn't want to waste it. So apologies for being a little messy. Some of us can't get off grid though. So explain to me why. Explain to me why. See, this is your mind again coming up. I can't do this. I can't do that. All right. Here's your mind again. Juice. You're saying I'm broke. All right. This is your mind coming up. You're manifesting those words right now. You're manifesting I'm broke. You're manifesting an empty bank account. You're speaking these words into existence. I'm here to call you out. I'm here to raise the vibration. I'm here to go all into the heart. I'm here for 5D. Let me know where you're at. Are you all in for 5D? Because type it in. I'm all in for 5D. Anchor to that vibration. Anchor to the next level. Go from your mind to the heart. Get that energy flowing. Listen to the music. Listen to the rain. Listen to this beautiful, beautiful cosmic transcendental sound vibration that is coming to your ears right now. Neo, surrender has two sides. One side is to give up, and the other side is to surrender to what you can change and accept what is. I love this. Juice, I love it. I'm rich. I'm a billionaire. I will be successful. Now we're talking. See? I am successful. And I'm not correcting you here. I'm just letting you know that this is how energy works. All right? So this is what it takes, honestly, because your mind is just going to create that limitation over and over again. Don't you see? It's going to go back to the autopilot when you fall asleep tonight and wake up and just keep repeating that nonsense based off the subconscious mind until you go all in for 5D. That's it. That's all it takes. Casey, you're there already. I'm all in for 5D. You are there already. Zach, great question, brother. How are we going to survive eyes, fruit, bearing tree? Everything that you need to know is already provided for you in your higher self. You don't have to listen to me. I don't want you to listen to me, honestly. I want you to have your own connection to your own higher self. Your own higher self should always be your guide. Always. That's all you have to do is keep going, keep expanding the consciousness, keep living in the moment, keep focusing on your passions, keep focusing on exactly what is going to break your dependency from the mind itself. That's all you have to know, okay? Because right here, when you're coming on the Infinite Cup, when you join other souls on this tribe, on this timeline that we are creating and manifesting in 5D, know that you have someone to back you up. You have a team. You got cheerleaders rooting you on 24/7. That's what this is all about. Gee, Maiku, what a great question. Why is the grid a bad thing? The grid is a bad thing because this is created from the matrix itself. Nature wants you to live in tune with nature. It's just that simple. So the grid itself, if you have any form of attachment, meaning if you need power from a power company, if you need food from a grocery store, if you need these things and you are dependent on these things, make no mistake, they will be taken from you. Right? Power outages are happening as we speak. Not even have to do with matrix or conspiracies or spiritual anything. I'm talking about just simple weather patterns. Earthquakes, volcano eruptions. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's about self-reliance. All of this comes back to an energy that is in tune with self-reliance, right? Because when you feel that energy of self-reliance and you are completely in tune with nature, that's the confidence. That's the light bulb moment. Eureka! That's when this energy really fires up within you. Make no mistake that grid will go down. The food will not be in the grocery store, right? And then again, this is not about fear consciousness. This is about getting the energy back into balance, okay? Because the 3D timeline is not currently in balance with nature. Just think about it like that. The 3D timeline and everything that is happening is happening because of a place of dependency and a place of consumerism and power and greed, right? And that's why you feel these energies pushing and pulling and tugging on you all the time. So it's time to take it to the next level by jumping into your heart. Gee, Maiku, I know the Matrix is horrible. I don't know how to escape. I'm just trying to do my best. We're all doing our best, brother. This is how you escape right here. You follow your heart. You follow your higher self. It's just that simple. The mind is going to keep you into that survival mode. The mind is going to keep you only surviving. The heart, when you start listening to the heart, that's when you start thriving. So know that all of this has to happen through your own journey, right? Because you have to free yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. You have to free yourself. We can't be waiting for some politician, right? Or some governor to make the right move. We can't be waiting for family members. You can't wait for your soulmate. You have to do this yourself. That's what the word self-reliance means. You are taking all of that energy from the matrix. You're taking all of those dependencies, all of that control, and you're bringing it all back right here into the heart. Now, the most dangerous family, the most dangerous man alive right now is one that is living completely off-grid, completely in tune with nature, growing his own food, providing food with the community, teaching everybody how to have clean water, clean food. All of these things are our natural right as soon as we were born here. That's it. When you came into this earth, that is your natural ability, your natural right. You shouldn't be paying all of this. We shouldn't be paying taxes. We shouldn't be paying percentages on things, on stolen land. Okay, so know that all of this has to do with freeing yourself from that matrix control, freeing yourself on all levels, right? Starting with your own physical body, right? Check your emotions. Get your spirit in tune and free yourself. Geo Neo, I completely agree. Waking up can lead to being lonely, but angels are all around you to hold you tight. Exactly. That's what this is all about. That's literally why I created the Infinite Cup. That's why I created all of this. To create that satsang, to create the tribe, to create a place where people can come together and experience this 5D consciousness, to experience the oneness. Because when you truly experience it, that's when you can't go back. I'll never go back. Will you? Type it in if that resonates with you. I will never go back. Right? That's why you see me putting warning videos. I put warnings on all of this, right? Because when you finally unlock Danya Chakra, when you open your third eye, when you really get this Kundalini energy flowing, when you start detoxing, right? When the energy starts really moving through you, you're going to want to go back. You're going to get lonely. You're going to question everything. And that's okay. Because this is you letting go of the lower self and the dependencies from the matrix and your old life and saying hello to the new infinite version of you, which is already awakened. That is what it takes. Now, this new matrix that we are dealing with right now, by definition, has to create new complex mechanisms in order to get more sheep in the crowd, more new souls to become the sheep. Now, you, the shepherd, you, the chosen one, you know exactly how this game works. Now, what you might not be aware of is this new level of control that is invisible. That's all you have to understand, is we are beyond the times of nuclear wars and this crazy thing that you're going to see. No, you're going to see it through a screen on your phone, through social media. Remember, the Great Awakening will not be televised. This energy that we are experiencing right now and this 5D consciousness is a very real thing. So as soon as you have felt it, as soon as you've activated that within you, that's all you have to do. You see? Because once it's activated, all you have to do is hold strong. When you activate these superpowers, that's right, Michael, that's it. We do have superpowers, every single one of us. When you activate them, right, through these techniques, when you activate this, when you detox your body and activate the light that is within you, yes, these superpowers will start to come online. That's when the matrix and all of these things will no longer matter to you. Until then, we're always going to be thinking about what they're going to do next, or what iPhone model is going to come out next, right? Or what law or legislation, or who's going to be president, or who's going to be, like, all of this narrative, all of that energy is just consuming and taking away. As more souls get sucked into 3D, less opportunities for them to go into 5. And they know it. That's exactly why this is happening over and over and over again. So keep going on your path right now. Shout out to everybody right here in the chat, awakening. Shout out to everybody expanding their cup right now, because it's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy to be off-grid, let alone having a spiritual life or living into with nature or cultivating these skills right now. It's actually getting harder by the day. So remember that, because all the work that you're doing right now, it is not going unnoticed. And I know it's not easy. Shout out to you, Isabella. When I found out in 2020, I could not go back. That's right. When this opens up, you can never go back to that old matrix dependency and that old life, because you know it's going to lower your vibration. And when you lower your vibration, that ripples out to the multiverse and everybody's vibration lowers. Therefore, we all need to rise up together, increase the energy together. Henry F., how do I find my passion? Brother, you find your passion by simply doing what you love and stop listening to your mind. If you love drawing, you just need to draw more. I want you, brother, after this live stream, I want you to go and I want you to write down the top 3 things that you love. And don't even think about it, what they are. Just write it down. If you love bicycles, just write bicycles. If you like coloring and coloring pens and pencils and paintbrushes, just write painting. If you like music, just write music. Okay? And then I want you to take that list and I want you to practice that every single day. When you do this, your higher self will come on board, you see, and guide you to the next level. Because if you're living in your mind, your higher self is going to be dormant. So no, you have to activate the higher self by practicing your passions, not just knowing them, but doing them and practicing them and taking action every single day. That is the requirement. Seek through love, try many things that take your fancy. Beautiful. Beautiful suggestion, Gioneo. G-Van, do you think the jab has something to do with numbing our superpowers? 1,000%, brother. 1,000%. This video will get removed if I talk about that anymore. Just know that that is 100,000% true. Why are they pushing it so hard? Exactly. Exactly. Darkness works unbeknownst the light. Exactly. Now, once you know this, the light will always prevail. You see, it doesn't matter how darkness, or whether it's the jab, or whether it's this mandate or that mandate, or social distancing, and none of this matters. What matters is trusting your heart, expanding to the infinite cup. and going all in for 5D consciousness. You see, just because this thing is happening, I guarantee you there's going to be the next thing. The Matrix is going to roll out whatever happens next, right? And guess what? It doesn't matter. Because it's time to exit the game. So you see? Type that in if you're ready. I am ready to exit the game. I am ready to exit the game. See? Are you truly ready for it? Sole purpose. I just noticed that people that have the jab do not look the same in their eyes. Exactly. You can see this in the eyes, right? We don't need blood tests or their fake tests or PCR. We don't need any of this. It's all about the consciousness. It's all about the vibe. You see, you have a very simple question to ask yourself right now. Do you trust nature and the natural life and the abundance of fruits and vegetables? And there's a reason why the FDA has censored soursop, right? Think about that. The FDA has completely eliminated fruits and vegetables because it is interfering with their plan. Stacy Green, they push it so hard because of their investment into making it. You got to follow those dollar signs. Now, all of this is happening again because it needs to happen. And in fact, take it even further, we need to let it happen. You see? Because the resistance is what creates the suffering. And if you're resisting it, that means you're not ready for the next level. If you are so concerned about this jab or so concerned about who's getting it, who's not getting it, why this, why that, this is a resistance. This is an energy that they want. The Matrix wants that to happen. They want you to resist. They want you to get emotional about it. They want you so riled up. Because that's when the shields go down. That's when the vulnerability happens. Okay, so know that the only other option is to focus on the heart. Focus on the higher consciousness. Yes, Casey, the universe will provide. Everything will be provided for you. Everything is already provided for you. Stacy Green, some people will never get superpowers because their pineal gland was fried at birth. This is why my two beautiful children were born at home, and I do not believe in hospitals. We need to normalize home births. We need to normalize living off grid. It's not just for Amish people. We need to normalize growing your own food, sharing communities. We need to normalize not going to drive-thrus, not going to restaurants, not going to all of the consumerism. And we need to give the Matrix all of their creations back. Salad lover, it's so simple, right? Divide and conquer. Now, this is the same old technique, right? That's why I'm talking about the old Matrix. You see, the old Matrix and colonialism, right? A couple hundred years ago, it's the same exact conquering technique. They came here to the Indians, right? All the native indigenous people that were inhabiting the North and South Americas, right? They did the same exact thing, right? Europe, India, it doesn't matter where you go. It's the same exact thing. So that divide and conquer is a very real thing, and that's exactly what's happening. And once you can feel that energy coming from the Matrix, that's the duality consciousness. That duality consciousness is where they keep you. Because when you're stuck in duality, you don't think about anything. There's no freedom. There's no expansiveness. Right? So the only option, right, is to free yourself from those invisible ball and chains right now around your ankles, right? By saying yes to the heart and saying no to the Matrix. That's how it's supposed to be. Exactly. That's it. You're spot on, Casey. Right now, we need to understand that that's how everybody used to live. That's what I see it as, right? Not too long ago, everybody was living off grid. Everybody had some sort of, food that they were growing in their backyard or sharing a gift, making shoes, making clothes, right? Think about what happened before the Matrix. What was the earth like before the Matrix? What was going on before the Matrix? John, Smother, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Infinite love, infinite blessings going out to you. I am in torture chamber that is racist towards my spirit. John, that is exactly what the Matrix is. That's how I would literally define the Matrix. A torture chamber that is racist towards your spirit. I resonate with that so much, brother. I was in the torture chamber for, gosh, almost like 19 years of my life, you know? And I've been free out of that torture chamber for a long time. And honestly, that's all I want to do is help other souls awaken and exit that torture chamber and free their soul, because you know that Matrix life and what you're doing in the cities and the Babylon jungle and the concrete is not serving to the soul. It's only serving to the body. You see, they want you to believe that you are just your body. Know this, you are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are the infinite cup. You are infinite consciousness right now in human form. That's what you truly are, and they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to awaken this kundalini. They don't want you to detox. They want you on the McDonald's drive-thru. They want you 24/7 in their toxicity. All right? Babylonia is the start of Matrix. Yes, Chionia, this is happening for a very long time. The Matrix has been around for a very long time. The most recent experience through colonialism, through what's happening right here in America, is what we're experiencing. However, yes, this is a worldwide phenomenon, right? So know that all of this is happening because, again, it needs to happen. Shout out to Laura Shelley. Love your show. I'm all in for 5D. Thank you, Laura, for being here. Infinite love. Infinite blessings. Stacy Green. Yes, I remember mostly everyone having a garden out in my backyard, in my block, and we bartered amongst ourselves. See? Ask your grandparents, ask your parents, ask your auntie, ask your uncle, right? Like, there's a lot of things that you don't know that they were probably doing not too long ago. All right, so this isn't a new concept here. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to get back to what works. And this is extremely simple. That's why Yeshua, Jesus, Buddha, everyone talks about living a simple life. You see, Krishna, Paramahansa Yogananda, all the ascended masters, all the gurus, all the teachers, they talk about the same thing. Living a simple life, free of the Babylon, free of the Matrix, free of all of that control. If you have that level of control, you will not be able to awaken spiritually, and it's just that simple. Or I should say, it would be extremely difficult to awaken in that environment compared to a more pristine environment. So that's exactly why the temples were being built. That's why in places like Thailand, right, these beautiful monuments to the Buddha, places in India, the Himalayan mountains, islands all over the world, volcanoes, chakra points, Mount Shasta, all of these things are cathedrals of energy, right? Think about the pyramids in Egypt. All of this information has been known for a very long time. So everybody's doing their part right now. Shout out to everybody doing their part to expand to that infinite cup and going into 5D consciousness. No, because everything that you're doing right now to retaliate and to be the resistance for the Matrix, it's working. It's working. So go back to your life, go back to your past, go back to your loved ones, reinvent yourself, expand to the infinite cup here. You don't have to play that game to that level. Amber, Spirit, Aloha, infinite blessings. Thank you for being here. 3D is but a shadow of the astral plane. War is breaking up there. Brace yourselves. They're losing it. Exactly. This spiritual war is happening. That's what I'm saying. So this new Matrix, okay, is an invisible war, and we will not see the old Matrix tactics like we saw, you know, Babylonia, right? All of these crazy techniques that are happening right now are only going to be expanded upon. So get used to it and prepare yourself. Hello. What a beautiful name. In the beginning, it all started like a baby that's growing bigger and bigger with each generation bringing something powerful and unique to the universe. I resonate with that so much, brother. Like, that's exactly what's happening right now. As we expand to this level that we call 5D consciousness, this is just the beginning. You see, remember, you are multidimensional, right? Once you expand and go beyond 3D and you step to 4D and go through the astral plane and understand that you are not this body, you are not your thoughts, and you are infinite cup, you are this infinite consciousness, then you will expand and go into 5D, go into the oneness, and go into the openness that is the unconditional love frequency. So step into the oneness. Right? Type that in if you're ready. I am ready to step into the oneness. And I'm saying the word step on purpose because this is an action. You see, this is something that you have to do. First comes the thought or the idea, then comes the words, then goes the action. Right? Now, they're trying to censor me every day. They're shutting down these videos. They're probably going to shut down this live stream any second. All right? Now, everybody here that made it live, thank you so much for being here. You got it. Now, I want to let all of you know that I'm now posting my videos over to patreon.com/theinfinitecup before they go to YouTube. And I'm doing Patreon-only live streams that are 100% uncensored, right? So know that I can't talk about certain things that the Matrix is doing. Know that a lot of my content is being removed right now. And know that there is an option around that. All right. So for everybody interested right now, if you want to take your journey to the next level, all right, check out patreon.com/theinfinitecup. Go into the inner circle page. You will find other people right there on the spiritual path. And know that you have been guided to this message. Know all of this is happening for a reason, right? Your tribe is out there, right? We communicate on the Discord server. It's very similar to Telegram. However, this app is called Signal. It's an awesome app. I love it. It's encrypted. It's a great way to communicate 24/7, especially with other inner circle members, other people on the spiritual path. If you have questions, I put a lot of energy into the inner circle group. And again, we're doing private, uncensored live streams only on Patreon now. All right. So if you want to take your journey to the next level, if you really want to join other people, if this message has resonated with you, then please, we would love to see you there. All right. There's other souls there right now. We talk 24/7 from everywhere and anywhere. And this is where I don't want you to hold back, right? Again, I'm putting more energy into the inner circle group for a reason, because I don't want YouTube taking away my content. I put a lot of energy into this, right? So if you are truly ready, know that there is a place for you, all right? And all of this is happening for a reason, okay? All of these things, again, they need to happen so we can finally release the old paradigm. Let it go, right? Let go, surrender, and repeat. That's it. Let that be your mantra always, right? That's how you get out of the identification of the lower self and step into the oneness that is the higher self, that is this 5D consciousness. It's all happening again because it needs to happen, right? I'm keep reiterating this point because if there's any resistance to this Matrix agenda whatsoever, if there's any resistance to what the Matrix is doing right now, then we're only going to create the problem again and again in a new form, in a different virus or a different chemical or a different weapon or another mandate or another this. None of this happens. None of this truly matters if you're truly in 5D. Because unconditional love says, I love you, whether you're in the Matrix or you're not, whether you're in 3D, whether you're in 5D. Whether you're in 10 or 11, none of this matters, right? Because I love you. So shout out to everybody again right here that made it to the live. You're here. This is going to be a weekly experience, so join me. And if you want to take your journey to the next level, again, patreon.com/theinfinitecup is the place to be. Uncensored content. And again, all of my YouTube videos are now going to Patreon before they are released to YouTube. That way you can at least watch them in case they get deleted. You know, because I don't know which ones are going to get deleted or not, because the algorithm is so powerful now and the censorship is unreal. All right, so know that at least you have access to the videos on Patreon, and we're doing exclusive live streams for Patreon members. And if you want to get on Signal, then just join the Inner Circle group. All right, patreon.com/The Infinite Cup. Until next time, guys, infinite love, infinite peace.